I'm so happy with this outcome. I so much love what I'm seeing. What a beauty. It's your girl Tife, and I'm back with another educational video. If you are new here, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Tife, and today's video is a beginner's tutorial using affordable makeup products. So if you are a beginner, fear no more, I got you. So I made this video very detailed for you, showing you the affordable makeup products you need in your makeup kit. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and also click the bell button below so that you never miss any of my future videos. Now let's head straight into the process. The first thing you're going to be needing for your makeup as a beginner is a moisturizer. If you do use a moisturizer for your daily skincare routine, then it is fine, you can use that moisturizer. But if you do not, you need to get a moisturizer. So the moisturizer I'm going to be using today is the Moisture Bomb, the MS Moisture Bomb. This is a water-based moisturizer and it is suitable for all skin types. So to apply, you just need to pour a little on the back of your hand and then make sure it gets to all corners of the face. Your moisturizer must get to all corners of your face. I like using my hand and not a brush.
All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug.
Then you make sure you dry with a fan. Make sure it is dry. Do not just apply your primer immediately you apply your moisturizer. You need to dry with a fan and make sure the moisturizer sinks into the skin so that the skin can sip all the nutrients from the moisturizer before you apply your primer. Then the next thing you are going to be needing, which is very important, is a primer. As a beginner, you need a primer. A primer is very essential because it stands as a barrier between your skin and the makeup. You do not just want to apply makeup on your skin after you've applied your moisturizer. You are just going to damage your skin. So you need to apply a primer which is going to stand as a barrier between your skin and the makeup. There are two types of primers. We have the hydrating primers and the mattifying primers. Hydrating primers are used on dry skin, while mattifying primers are used on oily skin. So you need to determine your whole skin type before you can get a primer that is suitable for your skin. I have a video on my channel where I explained how to get your own skin type. I'll be leaving the link up there so you can click and watch it after this video. I have an oily skin and the primer I'm going to be going in with is the Adventure Primer. This is a oil control primer. It is a mattifying primer. I'm choosing it because I have an oily skin and I need to use a primer that is going to control the oil on my face. To apply primer while doing my own makeup, I like focusing on the T-zone areas because that is where a lot of oil comes from. I sweat a lot, so I focus my primer majorly on my T-zone areas. So I'm going to apply it on the T-zone areas first before I then apply on the other areas of the face. Now we are done with our skin prep, and the next thing we are going to move on to is foundation. Foundation is used to set a base in makeup application. You need foundation as a beginner. You need a foundation in your makeup kit. You need to get a foundation of your own skin tone. As a beginner, you might make a lot of mistakes by getting a foundation that is not your own perfect shade. So I have a video on my channel where I talked about how to get a foundation of your own skin tone. Know your own skin tone and undertone in order to choose a perfect match for your own foundation. So make sure you watch the video because I'm going to be leaving the video up there. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Sylviamak foundation. I'm going to be using these two shades. I'll be using more of the black coffee and a little bit of the butternut for my foundation. I feel like a mixture of these two shades give me my perfect skin tone. That's just me, that's just my preference. But for you, you might just find a bottle that is going to give you your own perfect shade. To apply foundation, you need either a brush or a beauty blender. Your brush has to be fluffy like this and your beauty blender has to be damp. It has to be damp and soft. So either of the two, you can make use of either of the two, but for this video I'm going to be making use of a brush, and I would actually recommend using a brush as a beginner because one, it is not going to swallow up your products, that is your foundation, because a beauty blender is going to soak up more products than using a brush. Using a brush is also faster for me, so I'm going to be using a brush for this video. So you just tap while blending the foundation. You tap, do not drag product on the skin, just tap and it is going to show. While blending, also make sure your foundation gets to all corners of your face. The foundation has to get to all corners of your face, and do not pack too much product at once. You can see I'm blending one before picking another. Do not just pack everything and then you just apply on one part of the face. No, you do not need to use too much product. Less is more. When blending the foundation, make sure you do not just stop here and then it's leaving a line like this. No, make sure you blend it to your neck area. Don't just leave it standing there. No. So you can see how it gives me a perfect match and a perfect blend. So this is how you should apply your foundation. Moving on to the next is concealer. If you should notice, while I was applying my foundation, I didn't apply foundation underneath my eye because I do not want to apply too much product underneath the eye because it causes creasing. But if you should apply little products, just concealer and then powder underneath the eye, it is going to last longer. Concealer is used to brighten up some parts of the face. It is used to bring back highlight to the face. It is also used to cover some areas like acne, pores and hair on the face if you have those kind of things on your face. But for this video, I'm only going to be using the concealer to brighten up some parts of my face. So where is concealer applied? Concealer is applied underneath the eye, on the bridge of the nose, the chin, the cupid bone and the forehead. Those are the areas where you apply concealer. The concealer I'm going to be using is the Adventure Concealer in color 7. It is just 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. You need to choose a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. Do not pick a concealer that is overly brighter than your skin tone.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah,
for me, I don't like applying concealer on my forehead because I'm dark skinned and I don't like applying bright colors on my forehead. If you're light skinned, you can do this, but if you're dark skinned, I would advise you skip this because what we are trying to achieve is a skin-like finish and not a dramatic makeup. So I don't like applying concealer on my forehead. I just like to leave my forehead with the foundation alone. All I do is apply foundation on my forehead. I do not apply any other thing except powder. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to set the concealer in place. We've just applied our concealer, so we need to set it in place so it will not crease. So we need to set it with a powder. You can use a setting powder for this, but I'm going to be using the Becharm ageless powder to do this. You set the highlighted areas with a powder that is 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, and then you set the other areas of the face with your own skin tone of powder. Do not worry, all the products I use will be listed in the description box below.
but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work.
So apply powder on the other areas of the face. You need to use a powder brush.
You always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone, yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind.
So now we are done with the skin. Now we are going to move on to our brows. So to draw your brows, you are going to be needing a angled brush like this. This brush came with the gel liner. So if you get the gel liner, you're going to be seeing this brush in the packet. And you need a gel liner in your makeup kit. It is very, very important for you as a beginner. You need a gel liner. So the gel liner is going to be serving two purposes, for your brows and for your under eye. I have the two shades of the gel liner on the back of my hand, so I'm going to be mixing it together. Pay close attention to this part. The first thing you need to do is to start from where your hair is, where your hair started from. Do not go lower, do not go too higher. Start from where your hair started from. You draw your eyebrows according to the shape of your brows. Your own brows might be longer, your own brows might be bigger, so you need to study your face, keep practicing before you can get it. For brows, you need to keep practicing. If you keep on watching brow tutorial from today to next year, if you do not practice, you still not get it. So you need to start practicing. So when drawing your brows, do not start from the beginning of the brows. Actually, this is where your brows is supposed to start from, but do not start from there. You are going to fill in the beginning of the brows with the Davis pencil. So you can't start with the gel liner from the beginning of the brows. It is going to look weird. So do not do that. So for the top of the brows too, do not start from the beginning of the brows. Then you are going to fill in the end of the brows with this gel liner to give it a little bit of depth. So now we are going to fill in the beginning of the brows. Make sure your pencil is sharp, and I'm using the color 3. I'm using the Davis pencil color 3 for this because I'm dark. If you are light skinned, you should use color 18. So now I'm going to go on to highlight the brows. To highlight the brows, you need to use a flat brush or a curved brush like this. And the curved brush is also flat. I just can't stop thinking about you. While I was highlighting, you can see that I didn't start from the beginning of the brows. Do not start from the beginning of the brows, no. The beginning of your brow should be as soft as possible. I do not highlight the upper part of my brow because it is neat and there's nothing to correct up there. Now I'm done with my brows. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to use the remaining concealer I used in highlighting my brows on the eyelid. I'm not going to be doing eyeshadow because this is a beginner's tutorial and I don't want to complicate things, but I have other eyeshadow tutorials on my channel. If you want to learn, then you can watch them. So moving on to the next, which is blush. Where is blush applied? Blush is applied on the cheekbone. The blush I'm going to be using for this video is the CPD blush. You're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to use my gel liner. So where is gel liner applied? It is applied on the waterline. So I'm going to be using the Karite gel liner that I used for my brows for this. So now we're almost done. The next thing we're going to be doing is our lipstick. And I'm going to be using the Posh and Sassy lip palette for my lipstick. I'm going to be using this dark shade and this dark brown to line my lips. You always make me feel like home, yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone, yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. So now I'm going to apply gloss on the lips, and I'm going to be using the classic lip gloss. This is the final look and I hope you like it. A quick tip, guys: do not give up when you don't achieve this kind of results. Makeup takes a lot of patience. At first you might find it really hard, but once you keep doing it and you've gotten used to your face, it tends to get easy. So do not get frustrated when it doesn't look like what you are seeing online. Just keep practicing and you'll be fine. So thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and also subscribe. Also, please click on the bell button below so that you'll never miss any of my future videos.